It's the Washington Nationals taking on the Miami Marlins. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. With my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And you got to love a Game 7, especially with a trip to the World Series on the line, Chris.
Yeah, and the heat's turned up all the way tonight, Boog. The pressure's never higher than in a Game 7, and the pennant's on the line in this one. So it's a matter now of which team can handle it better, which team can put the nerves aside and play clean baseball one play at a time.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to stay in the moment knowing the World Series is just one win away. The stakes are sky high. I've had players tell me the highest level of pressure in the playoffs is in the LCS, not the World Series. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Getting the nod for Game 7 on the mound, Simon Layton. What's the word on him?
Very dominant his last time out, picked up the win, only allowed one run. These guys would love to see him back on his game in this one.
Ready to go now, Javier Santiago digging in for the Nationals.
Javier Santiago.
That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. And a 1-2 again.
Ball 2.
Got it. One up, one down. As we take a look at the Nationals lineup. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. A dive, and he can't haul it in. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer, and he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
One out, runner at second. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder. Swing and a miss, and the count is 2-2. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Green collects, fires to first.
Well, you don't see it very often, but every once in a while a guy strikes out and still somehow ends up safe on first. And when it happens, you kind of scratch your head, but I guess sometimes a pitch is so nasty it makes everyone miss. Now they're going to have to get more than 3 outs in this inning.
On the outside corner, that is strike 2. Two on, 1 out.
We'll lay off that pitch down. He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
3-2 now.
Outside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Greg Grant in the on-deck circle for the Nats. This one in the air, center field, under it. Brings it in.
That is good. The catcher, Greg Grant.
And now up for Washington, Greg Grant. Singing in Game 7, you're talking about the heart of the order, the big-time players. This is one of the guys that they need to come through with a big performance.
Yeah, and when you come into this situation, there's some pressure there. His teammates are looking to him to lead this one, and I think he's going to do it.
Two on, 2 outs. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle approach.
1-2 here. Got him swinging for the K. He swung over top of the curveball. So they strand 2 after a base hit and an error. Now the Marlins will see what they can do. No score. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And getting the nod for Game 7 on the hill, Simon Layton. Chris, what are you looking for from him?
Well, it's a 3-pitch mix in the repertoire for this starter. He's going to have to command all 3 if he's going to have success on the hill today.
Stepping in, Jesus Bastidas. There's a swing and a drive. Bangs off the wall. Man aboard on the leadoff single. Back up the middle and a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Big rip off the bat there. Some seriously loud contact on that knock. Didn't bring in the run, but he got him that much closer to taking the lead here.
Now it's the veteran outfielder. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
Well, coming off of a blowout loss in the previous game, this lineup can't try to do too much. They've just got to stay within themselves, take each pitch, each at bat, one by one, and try to push runs across as often as possible.
In the dirt, but no advance from the runners. First and second, no outs. Here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. Up the middle, nice grab. The flip to second, to first, double play. Nicely done.
Very smooth on the feed to second right there. You gotta love that glove toss, Boog. You know, sometimes people think these guys are being a little flashy, but it actually can make more sense to do that than try to make a full transfer. And you gotta remember, these guys work on that play all the time, so it's in their back pocket whenever they need it.
And that one is lifted in the air. Long run on his horse. Got it. Really had to move for that grab. And that is that. Nothing in the Miami first. We played an inning in South Florida. No score on the show. The decisive 7th game of this National League Championship Series. Tim Drew digging in for the Nationals.
Nope.
The drama always heightened in the postseason, and it leads to some really special moments.
Well, one special postseason memory for me, Boog, was facing Pedro Martinez Game 5 of the ALDS in Oakland. And, man, hit a double off the wall. Great feeling for a guy who would eventually go into the Hall of Fame.
And that's the strikeout looking. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
On the ground, Bastidas. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
Batting it, the third baseman, number 34.
2 down, base is empty. Anderson digging in for the Nationals.
He's looking to hit the ball the other way in 99% of his at-bats. But if you make a mistake middle in, he can touch you up for a 4-bagger.
Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Brings it in. And that is that. So they make short work of him there. Down to the bottom of the second. We're tied 0-0. Bottom half of inning number 2. And now for the Marlins, Trey Cruz. The 3-1. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. And a payoff pitch. On the ground, right side, Flores. He'll do it himself. That's 1 out, the bottom of the second.
Batting 6, the first baseman, Gary Wilson.
Second inning here, no score. Swung on, popped up left side. 2 down.
Batting 7, the designated hitter, Cedric Pena.
Cedric Pena, the next up for the Marlins. 2 down, nobody on. On the ground to first, a sliding stop, and very nicely done for the out. We'll move to the third with no score. Back here in Miami, new inning getting started. Number 22 digs in now. Ball to strike. The pitch. Fastball for a strike. Cut on and missed. Curveball struck him out.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Lifted in the air down the left side. That one gets down for a hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next for Washington, the left fielder,
Willie Cannon getting ready to hit.
Cannon.
On the ground to the left. There's one. Over to first.
No, he's safe.
Now back to right fielder, number 18.
Next offer in there for a strike. 1 and 2. Now a bullet to second base, but he's got it to end the inning. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Back here at Lone Depot Park, bottom of the inning. And now for the Marlins, number 13. That one fouled hard the other way. On the ground right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. And a man aboard.
Batting up, the right fielder, number 46.
Still tied at 0, last of the third. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
One out man at first. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Jesus Bastidas. Ball to strike. Runner on the move. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe.
You know what? I like the aggressiveness right there. It looks like it's going to be tough to score in this one. Really good pitching so far. So why not try to put some pressure on them and see if you can steal the bag, get into scoring position.
Man at second. This one in the air, center field. Settles under this one. 2 down.
Up next for the Marlins, the catcher, Frank Green.
Good job to fight that one off. The Fish looking to strike first here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. Battling here as he fouls it away. And that skips into dirt. Now a pop-up on the infield. And that is the third out of the inning. Marlins lead 1. On to the 4th. Still scoreless. Back here in Miami as we go to the top of the 4th. Jay Flores digging in for the Nationals. One now. That one
That's
way inside. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
Now this one gets away from the catcher. The throw into second, not going to get him. He's in there. And now a man into scoring position.
Really good read by the runner there. His secondary lead, he anticipates the trajectory going down and gets a really nice jump up to second base. Now he's in scoring position. He's taken away the double play opportunity.
Man at second. And that one fouled off. Just off the inside edge. 4th inning underway. No score. That one is absolutely belted. Way back there, it's got a chance. Caught just shy of the wall. Runner tags at second, and he's in safely at third with one out.
Up next for Washington, the designated hitter, Tim Drew.
Now it's going to be Tim Drew.
Postseason games are defined by these situations. Can you get the runner home from third when it matters most?
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And they'll score first. It's 1-0.
Big swing of the bat right there to give him the lead. That was clutch. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
One run across in the frame so far here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. Swings and misses at the breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 now. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on his hands.
Anderson digging in for the Nationals. And that's just foul. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Drew, the runner at first with 2 gone. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. And that is that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now 1-0. This is the National League Championship Series on the show. Bottom of the 4th, and now for the Marlins, number 11.
When he steps into the batter's box, the comfort level looks so high. It doesn't matter what kind of delivery that pitcher has, what kind of velocity.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. Out of here. He muscles that one out the opposite way. That's his 3rd home run of the series. And we have a tie ball game. It's 1-1.
His bat looks like it's in the zone for such a long time, and that gives him the ability to get barrel on it and hit the ball out to any part of the park.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
But you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Miller under this one. And there's one away.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter. And a tough one at that.
Trey Cruz will hit next. On the ground right side. And foul ball. Hard hit left side. Fires over to first. And 2 away now.
Up next for the Marlins, the first baseman, Gary Wilson.
On a line, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
So digging in, Cedric Pena.
Ball.
And a 2-1 on the way. To the right side. On to first. Out number 3. Miami draws even on the solo shot. All even now at 1-1. You're watching the National League Championship Series on the show.
Now pitching for the
We're back,
Marlins,
and there's a new
number
arm in the mound to
25,
start the 5th. Simon Layton.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
The center fielder, Christian Vaquero.
The 1-1. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
So the Nats lineup turns over. Now it's the shortstop, Javier Santiago. Quick toss to first, and he's back in safely. Smash down the left field line. And a base hit. And they're at the corners with nobody out.
Now just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. High fastball, even a little above the zone, but such a good job of staying tall on the backside. Get that barrel there to meet it just in time. I'll tell you what, it's not easy to do. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
That's
Ball,
outside.
back outside.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And we're at the top of the 5th. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. And that
Ball
one is
3.
downstairs. And the count's full. Payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit. Runner from third in to score. It's an RBI single, and they've taken the lead here in Game 7.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Now it's the right fielder. Swings and misses. And the count 1-2. Into the outfield, base hit. Runner around third. 1 runs in. Here comes the runner. The relay throw in there safely. And they lead by 3.
His confidence level is so high. Really nice job of coming through in a big spot. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Simon Layton won't go any further tonight. And a decent effort considering he's normally a reliever. Back with the new pitcher in a minute.
Now pitching.
The pitcher on here, Simon.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
No outs. Runner on second. And that's downstairs and outside.
Well, these Nats really impressing me with the quality of their bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
In there at the knees, and it's 2-2. And it's second. Just off the outside corner. And the count's full.
I don't know how you take that one after the called strike on the corner. Just a little bit off the edge.
And down on strikes he goes. 1 out.
Fastball inside just freezes the hitter. I don't think he was ready to pull the trigger. A lot of times hitters are looking away, and that one locked him up.
Greg Grant now at the plate. Still only 1 out here in the inning.
Inside,
Miami's
ball 2.
bullpen with some action. Simon, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Layton also getting ready. Two-1. Just missed. Fouled off. He was late. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch.
Hanging in there pretty good against the lefty.
Foul ball left side. He'll see another.
He's mixing his pitches really well. Late on that fastball after seeing the changeup. See if he can elevate one. I think if he does, he'll get the swing and miss.
Payoff pitch. Hard liner. One hopper off the wall, and that should bring in the run. In comes the run from second. In there.
He's in there. He's
Just
safe.
beat the tag. It's a double.
Well done. Drives in the run. He got a pitch he could get to out front, kept his back through the ball, and didn't pull off or roll his hands over. And that allowed him to rip that ball down the line for the double.
Grant over at second, 1 down. Oh, great stop. Throw to first. Nicely done for the out.
The batter at the top, second baseman, Larry Miller.
Here's the second baseman, Larry Miller. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Here's a tapper towards short. Bastidas throws to first in time, and they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. So they move out in front after a 4-run outburst. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Nationals 5 and the Marlins 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and now for the Marlins, number 13. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Swings through that one out in front that time. Swings and misses, and that's the first out.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Activity in the Washington bullpen. Simon Layton, the rookie right-hander, is getting loose. Layton warming up as well. Hammered down the right side, but foul. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Snags it on the run. 2 away now.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Ball 2.
2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. That misses. And now 3-2. Trent Green waits on deck for Miami. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Two down, nobody on. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Payoff pitch. Swings and misses. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Miami down in order. They're down here 5-1. Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us. Anderson digging in for the Nationals.
The third baseman, number 34.
Ripped, but it curls foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. The high heat, too much on that one.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
Next to hit for the Nats, Javier Santiago.
Javier.
Man at first, one away. And that misses. And the count is 3-1. Step off throw to first.
No, he's in.
And he's back in easily. The 3-1. Runner on the go. In the air, right field. Reese on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
Up next for Washington, the left fielder, number 33.
Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Simon gives way, We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for the
New pitcher for the Marlins,
Number
Simon
38.
Simon.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
The 2-1. Fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that'll do it. So one left for Washington. They lead this one, though, 5-1. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Simon Layton.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Stepping in, the long ball threat, Trent Green.
You know, these Marlins putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing strike.
Oh, this ball is crushed into left field. It's on its way and gone. That's his 5th homer of the series. And they cut it to the lead. It's 5-2.
He's swinging a red-hot bat. This isn't the first home run we've seen him hit these last few games, and it probably won't be the last. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. He gets there with the slide, fires to first, and they get the out.
Just so impressed with the movement on that play. Footwork was excellent, the arm strength was there, and of course, the most important part was getting the out.
Alex Lee, the next up for the Marlins. The 1-1. And he chases a high fastball there. On the ground, right side. Throws to first in time.
Up next for the Marlins, the left fielder,
Two down, bases empty, but one run across here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Reaching for it, makes the catch. Marlins get one back thanks to this solo homer. It's now 5-2. This is the National League Championship Series on the show. The decisive 7th game of this National League Championship Series. Top of inning number 7, number 18 digging in for the Nationals. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Hangs on to the foul tip. That's a strikeout.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically he likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
That's out. Signs of activity in the pen for the Marlins. Simon Layton, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Layton getting loose as well. The 2-1. Ripped to first, caught.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
2 outs, base is empty. Greg Grant digging in for the Nationals.
Well, with both starters out of this ball game, it now becomes a battle of the bullpens and just seeing which manager can match up better and who's able to get to the finish line.
To third. Nats go down 1-2-3. It's the Nationals 5 and the Marlins 2. So they turn things over to the righty, Simon Layton.
Leading off for the Marlins, the first baseman, Gary Wilson.
Outside corner, there's a strike. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. This one popped up. Layton. 1 away.
Man, he just couldn't lay off right there. Those high fastballs, they just look really good because they're eye level, but they're just about impossible to get the barrel to.
And here is Cedric Pena. The Nationals have some action going in the pen. Simon, the left-hander, is getting that big fastball of his ready to go. The Nationals leading by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th. That's ripped, base hit, and that's a 1-out single.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
That's ball 2.
2-2 now. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, I'd say he pretty much had to offer it that one. You don't want to leave it in the umpire's hands. Even though it ended up outside the zone, it still was close enough to where it looked like it could drop down right on that corner and get the call. Last thing you want to do is get punched out by the umpire knowing you could have at least fouled the pitch off and kept the at-bat going.
Next to hit, Reese. Swing and a ball popped up. That is the inning. 1 left for Miami. They trail at 5-2.
Now pitching for
So the Marlins go with a new arm, Simon Layton.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And a payoff pitch. Drilled in the air out towards right center. And there's one down.
The batter is the second baseman, Larry Miller.
Now it's the second baseman, Larry Miller. The 1-1. And And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Way inside, gets out of the way.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him.
Well, when you commit to throwing an inside fastball to your glove side across the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, if you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate in. You do not want to leave it out over the heart of the plate. So that was excellent execution on that pitch. Really tied him up, and he couldn't get a piece at all.
On the ground, and it goes just foul. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the late stages of Game 7. Stays alive. The 1-2. In the air, left field. And that is a foul ball. Outside corner, got him looking. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. They're still out in front, 5-2. On to the bottom of the 8th. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Jesus Bastidas. Here's a 1-1. Check swing, tried to hold up, now an appeal to first. Didn't go. Here's a 2-1. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Back there. And that's a home run into the upper deck. He'll take a trot around the bases. And they're chipping away. It's 5-3. Lots of waving towels right now, and this place is rocking.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at-bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Simon Layton out of the game. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher. Now on the mound for the Nationals, Simon.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. High fly ball, right field, settles underneath it, and there's one away.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11.
Here's the center fielder.
Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Throws to second, but he's in there easily.
Having a really nice game here. That's his 2nd extra base hit. Really important at bat coming up now.
This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied. It's their second home run of the inning. The towels are out, and this stadium is electric right now.
Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the backspin carried it out of here.
So up next, Trey Cruz. Battling here as he fouls it away. A little bit high. Yeah, that's ball 2. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Simon Layton appears to be getting loose. Layton also throwing. The 2-2. Good job to fight that one off. And there's a ball.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Milton would be next. Big bat with a potentially huge opportunity. Payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
He made that look easy, keeping his bat in the zone on plane for a long time. That leads to a high contact rate and more barrels, Boo. Even when you don't get it great, it's still hit hard enough to dunk something in like that in front of the center fielder.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Simon won't go any further, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break. Simon takes over on the mound. One away, tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. Rolled softly, but that goes foul. The 2-2 now. And that just misses.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
This one in the air, center field, under it. And there are 2 outs.
Up next with the Marlins, the designated hitter, number 9.
Cedric Pena digs in now.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Well, you can't offer it that pitch in an 0-0 count. It's a strike, but not every strike is a good strike early in the count.
In the air, out towards right center. Gets there. He's under it. And that will end the inning. But they score 3 times to even it up. 8 innings complete. We're on to the 9th in Game 7. We're all tied up 5-5. You're watching the National League Championship Series on the show. Back here at Lone Depot Park. And now the center fielder, number 22.
Well, both sides equally as strong. So not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
Line to right, base hit. A leadoff single, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Rolled over to third, and that goes foul.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. There's a line drive to left field. That's a hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
He went up there and got it. With 2 strikes, I'm not going to leave this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. It was in a location where you could get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there, coming back in that at bat.
Next to hit, Willie Cannon. Swings and misses. And the count now even up. The Nats with the go-ahead run standing at second here at the top of the ninth. Next offering is down low. And a full count now.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
He fouls it off. We'll do it again.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, you want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field now.
And that'll load the bases.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound. But, you know, his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this. But he's going to have to buckle down right here.
At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
You need a strikeout, and you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you've got to make some pitches. But if he can battle and get through this, he can earn some points.
All loaded up, dangerous hitter at the plate.
Ball went out.
And a ball evens the count. Just missed.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
That ball is foul, and the pressure is building. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to first, could be 2. And he can't come up with it. He comes home with it. On to first, safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there. All loaded up. Jay Flores digging in for the Nationals.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
So they're all loaded up. Fights that one away, still 1-2.
The healthy cut, tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
The 1-2. Left field. Pulls up, and that's in there for a knock. In to score from third. It's an RBI single, and they've taken the lead here in Game 7. and swinging. It's a strikeout. Huge strikeout there. Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Simon Layton departs, and he leaves in a one-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute. Simon gets the ball now.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
Tim Drew digging in for the Nationals. Chris, RBI spot in Game 7. This is the type of stuff you dream about.
Yeah, and if he can come through right here, they will never forget his name.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. Can't get to it. This might clear the bases. Now 3 runs are in. It's 9-5.
Man, that's a huge 3 RBI double in a spot where they really needed it. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
On the ground to third, and it stays fair. Drew around third. Now a long throw home. Not in time. He's safe at the plate, and the lead is up to 5.
The bat, the third baseman, number 34.
And at first, Anderson getting ready to hit. Missed inside with the curve. The 3-1. That one is absolutely belted. Forget it. The 2-run shot, and they tack on to their lead. It's 12-5.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. If there's a most predictable count to get a fastball, it's still 3 balls and 1 strike. I'll tell you what, that hitter was ready for it. He got his pitch, and he absolutely unloaded on it.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Simon won't go any further tonight. And the opener fails to get them a single out. So not what they were hoping for. New pitcher on the mound in a minute. Simon Layton gets handed the rock out of the pen. Down the right field line. That's a base hit. And the hits just keep on coming.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, Javier.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Javier Santiago. And a swing and a miss there. The 1-2. Got him. That's out number 3. But they take the lead on a huge 7-run outburst. 8-9-1 due up in the bottom of inning number 9. Nationals on top 12-5. This is the National League Championship Series on the show. Back here in Miami, leading off number 13.
Second baseman, number 13.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Got him. 1 out, bottom of the 9th.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 46.
1 down, base is empty here in the 9th. And a foul ball. Payoff pitch. Got him looking. And the Marlins with just one out left.
No, you know that's got to be very frustrating for this guy. He knows the strike zone extremely well. And you know what? Good hitters are not going to compromise. He'll take that punch out, but ultimately stick with his plan and have more success than anything else.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Simon will depart, and a good job from the opener. Didn't allow a hit. Back with the new pitcher in a minute.
Now pitching for
So they turn things over to one of their young arms, Simon Layton.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Marlins down to their final out. Jesus Bastidas, the next up for the Marlins. The Nationals up big in this one. They're in the last half of inning number 9. High fly ball lifted into air right field. And the Washington Nationals are headed to the World Series.
Congratulations to the National League champions. This team clearly excited, and they deserve every bit of this moment. Enjoy it now, but get yourselves ready for the biggest series of your lives.
For my partner Chris Singleton and our great crew, thanks for watching the National League Championship Series on MLB The Show.